Good evening, everyone. Thank you for your patience. It's been a little bit chaotic trying to get tech to work on our side, but we finally have this Hangout up and running. We're excited that you're joining us. You have a wonderful panel of students. I'm not going to take too much time away from them and the great information that they have to share. So in a moment, I'm going to turn it over to Kate and the other students, but I want to remind you we're going to have a few more Hangouts coming up this spring, hopefully far fewer tech issues before those. So keep an eye out. If you're watching this on the blog, we'll continue to post about them there. We'll also share them in the Facebook group and all over our social channels. So we're excited to share this information with you. Send your questions via the blog or via the Facebook post that I made, and we'll do our best to answer as many of them as we can. So thank you. And without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Kate.
Wait for myself to be on here.
There you go.
Hi, everyone. We're having a little feedback, but my name is Kate Schuler, and I'm one of the senior admissions interns here at Champlain. I am a senior business administration and management and innovation major, and I'm involved with Stiller Women in Business, International Business Club, and Cultural Community Alliance on campus. So now I'm going to hand it off to the other panelists to tell you who they are and how they're involved on campus. Zainab, do you want to start us off?
Sure, I can start us off. So hi, my name is Zainab. I'm a sophomore computer networking cybersecurity major. And my involvements, I'm a student ambassador, and I'm also president of Champlain College Esports, our esports both club and our competitive teams. And I also am a big part of the
Can everyone hear Zainab?
Can you all?
Okay.
Are we good? Okay. Yeah, and I'm also a big part of the Champlayers, our student-run drama club. I'm actually co-directing a show this semester that is The Last Days of Judas Iscariot, which will actually be going on during one of our students' events on April 1st on that whole weekend. So if you're coming along, you should check it out. But yeah.
All right. Do we want to hand it off to Jade now?
Yeah. Can everybody hear me? Thumbs up. Yeah.
Yep, I can hear you.
Awesome. All right, my name is Jade. I am a junior public relations major here at Champlain. I'm originally from Branford, Connecticut. A few things that I do on campus. I am a lead student ambassador, so I work very closely with Zainab in the Department of Admissions. I am the president of our Public Relations Student Society of America chapter, which is pretty busy and incredible. I'm an account executive for our student-run PR firm, as well as the editor-in-chief for the Champlain crossover. I've also had quite a few internships on our campus and off our campus, so lots of busy work going on.
Awesome. Travis, do you want to take it over? Oh, whoops, maybe we haven't got him yet. Dustin, do you want to take it away?
Can do. Sure. I am Dustin. I'm a sophomore game programming major, and I'm a part of the student government here on campus. I'm one of the ITS representatives for the Information Technology and Sciences Department. I'm also an RA on campus. I work as a part of the ITS department as a lab tech, and I am a indie dev for a side project for programming and game development.
Awesome. Becca or Travis, do we have either of you up and going yet? Okay, so maybe we'll have to bring those introductions in a little bit later. I think they're having trouble getting audio going across to us. So kind of to start it off with the three of you we do have right now, how did you first find out about the groups that you're involved in, and what made you want to be involved in them? Anyone can take that one away.
Yeah, so with the student ambassador position, it started before I even came to Champlain. So I was in the position that a lot of you folks are in, where I was visiting the school, trying to make my decision. I was an admitted student, and taking a tour, I was like, first of all, this is the place for me. I love Champlain. This is where I see myself. And then the connection that I made with my tour guide, I had this moment where I was like, this is really cool. Somebody is talking to me and interacting with me, and that's something that I love doing. So that was how I got involved to be a student ambassador, was kind of seeing that ahead of time and coming in with that goal. And then I joined our student engagement team, which is a great club on campus. It prepares you for student leadership in general. Specifically, they work with the student ambassador team. And then I made my way to be a student ambassador. With PRSSA, and an extension of that is the PR firm, I actually started it with one of my friends. We saw a need for something like that on campus, and we knew that it was a national organization, so we would have that support of starting a chapter from a national organization. And it has been an incredible experience. It keeps me busy, and it keeps me up at night sometimes, but I can't say that I would trade it for anything. And Champlain has made it really easy becoming a new club on campus. So yeah, that's me.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, Justin, do you want to take it over?
Sure, I can describe how I got involved. So it was actually first semester convocation, as all of you will be entering quite soon. And the student government president at the time actually encouraged all of the students to really get engaged and get excited about the college and what we do in the student body. So that's how I started with SGA. It was actually that year as well that my then RA encouraged me to really take on and look at the RA role, which is something I had looked at prior as well. So that was exciting to get really into. And for those of you who aren't familiar with the RA acronym, it's resident assistant. We do a lot of the res life and helping students transition. As far as the tech department, I got involved through SGA, and then went on to really talk and interact with some of the deans and the faculty and staff that work for the ITS, and really got involved helping them. And then the side projects just sort of came along with the job.
Awesome. Zainab, do you want to join in on that?
Yeah, I got a couple of things. More in relation to my clubs rather than Jade gave a really good description of like one of the many ways to really get involved and be interested in a student ambassador. It's a really cool experience to be able to do that. But as far as my clubs for esports, we actually, so the club side of it hosts a lot of LAN events throughout the semester, and so I had seen at our like fall activities fair that goes on every fall, every semester, you know, it has all the clubs and activities, and so I saw that, and there was a ton of cool stuff that we had stuff representing a lot of the games that I was interested in, and so we had a LAN event, and I just kind of decided to go to that event, and it was really cool, and I ended up getting so involved with a lot of the people, and started to get like really passionate about what we do, and the fact that we're like facilitating students to be able to competitively play these games, and it's a whole thing about like winning like scholarships, like competitions like that. And it's also for the glory of it. Like there's a whole lot of things, and it's really cool to be able to facilitate all that, and it's cool to participate in all that too. But Champlain is also a really cool thing. So in high school, I was super into theater and a drama club. I was president of my my high school drama club my senior year, and I was kind of stepping into Champlain not really knowing what the theater like atmosphere was. I had heard of some other groups that had done that were a lot more like faculty based, but I hadn't really, there wasn't a very clear like this is what we have for theater at Champlain. So I had went to the same activities fair, and I saw like this group, these two girls standing behind this table. It said it was at the time it was just Champlain Drama Club because they hadn't made the name Champlayers yet, and they had just said, yeah, we're a brand new club. We wanted there to be a drama club on campus, so we started one, and it started off doing like these like shorter. They started off doing like shorter week-based meetings rather than full shows. So it just kind of was started like literally my very first semester at Champlain, and I've kind of grown into being a big part of it. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, for myself, I think a lot of the same things are true as everyone else just mentioned. But I think one of the really nice things about being part of a really small community here at Champlain is it is so easy to find people who are currently in those roles and to ask them questions about what the job is like. And if you're working with them or have a class with them now, they're often willing to tell you all about the job and help connect you with their bosses. And I know I even got recommendations for positions like being an RA because of things like that. So it's just really nice being able to get that perspective from other students really easily, just chatting in the dining hall or running into someone in class, that sort of thing. And I know that's how I ended up in most of the things I'm involved in on campus. So I see we've got Travis set up there. Would it be okay if we had him introduce himself now? Hey, Travis.
Yeah.
Hello. So
Okay.
I'm Travis Spinelli. I'm a junior. What else do we do for introductions?
If you want to tell us your major and some of the things you're involved with on campus, that would be great.
Okay. So I'm a computer information technology major. Some things that I do on campus, I'm an orientation leader. I'm in the Club Champ, which we do a lot of different planning for activities in that. And I do a bunch of Dungeons and Dragons with friends on campus as well.
Including me.
Okay, do you want to, the only question we've kind of covered so far is just how did you find out about the things that you're involved with and what made you want to be involved with them? Do you have anything you want to add on that?
Sure. So the way that I got involved with a lot of my stuff was actually way back from when I was starting out in college. I did one of the summer launch programs, the outdoor adventure program. And at the end of that, I was told about several different opportunities from being an orientation leader to the Club Champ. And so I just really wanted to get involved with them and decided to go check them out. As far as like other things that I've done on campus, like Dungeons and Dragons, it just kind of happened when I started doing it with friends. So you never know what's going to happen, just always look for the opportunities.
That's such an awesome way to describe it. So Becca, do we have you set up next to Jade okay?
Yes. Hi.
Okay, so do you want to share just your name and your major and what you're involved with on campus with everyone?
Sure. My name is Becca. I'm a second-year marketing student. I'm involved in a lot of things on campus. I'm involved in, I want to say, most, if not all, of the diversity clubs and things we do on campus here, but I'm also involved in Champlain. I'm a part of our improv team, Los Dormant Volcanoes on campus, student ambassador.
Just a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. I'm trying to think. I feel like I'm involved in a lot more things. I just can't remember them.
It's hard to say them all at once. Do you want to share a little bit about like how you first found out about those things and what made you want to be a part of them?
Yeah, well, it was kind of our activities fair, or yeah, it was the activities fair. They had a lot of posters up for everything, and I kind of decided when I came to college, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do everything. And you know, you can always drop out of stuff, but it's hard to join into things. So I just did everything, and I ended up staying with everything because I really like everything. So yeah, and then I would go to one thing, and then they would like recommend me or say like, go to this other thing, you'll do really good in it. And that's basically just what ended up happening, where I was like, I'm just like with everything now.
I think that's easy to do. That's why we all end up so busy.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one, maybe we'll start off with Dustin and then kind of move into Jade, but kind of the process with student government and what it is. Maybe Dustin, you can speak to that, and then Jade about your experience starting a new club, because that is something I think is really encouraged at Champlain. We have like over 50 clubs, but there's always more and the list changes every year. So Dustin, if you want to tell us about student government, and then Jade, how you got it started.
Yeah, it's an ever-changing list, and of course. So Student Government Association kind of exists to serve and represent the student body. As a part of our mission statement, we advocate for Champlain College community and act as that liaison between students and the admission staff and faculty. So we really try to strive to affect change on behalf of the students and thereby create a more enjoyable environment. As far as clubs go, all officially collegiately recognized clubs on campus go and are present as a part of the SGA umbrella. We divide up the budget that we're given from the college to as far as what clubs need it the most, and we also have a grant process which allows students to apply for individual projects or events they want to put on for campus and need some extra help with.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So on the other side of that, as somebody who starts clubs on campus, I guess you could call me starter.
Club starter Jade.
Yeah, I'm gonna start my own club about me. No, it's a really interesting process. So what I find a lot of my peers, and myself included, do is it's more about finding those kind of holes on campus where you are you're lacking something. Like you know that there's something that needs to be there, or you want more of something, and so you kind of take that opportunity, that emptiness, and you fill it. At least that's how it worked for me. So what I did a lot of was talking to people. I communicated with faculty advisors that this was something I was interested in doing. I got in contact with a bunch of different people. And so how this really started was my friend Christine, who's also an orientation leader. She started the conversation with a lot of our professors, like, hey, this is something that we need on campus. And I was able to help her start building it. So thankfully, we have a really incredible faculty here at Champlain. And I had a couple of different professors that were super willing to help me on the process. Or two in particular, Nancy Kerr and Dr. Raz, were both connected to PRSSA or PRSA, which is like the adult version, in different ways. So we were able to talk to them and utilize them and leverage their expertise and their knowledge and their connections to really get the chapter going. And after that, there was a lot of campaigning, like, hey, join PRSSA. We are cool and valuable, and we have some interesting things to offer. So that's how I started a club.
That's awesome. Justin, can you confirm? I think you need 10 signatures usually to start a club, right? That's how that works?
Something around that. We're working on kind of tweaking things a little bit, but as of right now, it's about 10 people confirm that they're going to participate. And then a couple people to like, yo, we're going to be the heads of the club, and a faculty or staff to say, hey, I'm here to support the club and sort of like make sure things don't go boom.
That's usually what they're there for. Thank you guys for sharing that. Do you want to talk a little bit about what sort of events and activities you do with your groups? And in particular, like if you ever travel, or if there's like any discounts or expenses associated with your group, and just kind of like the sort of activities you've done?
Yeah, about that.
Okay. Well, I'm not personally part of this group, but a group we have on campus called Quest. It's our Men of Color Affinity group. About 2 years ago, they actually did a presentation and were able to go to a Men of Color retreat that was paid by for the school, because they were a club and they basically went to the SGA and filled out a grant form, and they were able to go. And actually this last semester, I was able to go with the Women of Color group, Shades of Me. It wasn't that far. It wasn't as cool as where they went, but we got to go to, I'm forgetting, it was like in the mountains somewhere. But we got to go to a Women of Color retreat that was really great, and it was really cool. It was like all paid for because we were a club and we applied for a grant. So that was really nice. It's some things I've gone to.
Yeah. So. That's awesome. There's a lot of mountains in Vermont, so that could be a lot of different places.
Yeah.
Does anyone else want to chime in on that?
Yeah, so PRSSA, part of what we do is go to conferences, and those are for things like professional development and networking. And first of all, they're a ton of fun. You go with people that you get really close to, that you spend a lot of time with, to a new city or a city you're not super familiar with, and you get to explore. And here's my little geeky thing to say. When you go to something like a conference, you're going to a place where a bunch of other people are just as invested in the interests that you have. So it's really incredible. Actually, Becca mentioned SGA's grant. The grants here are really, really awesome for different people on campus. For example, I've applied twice for SGA grants to go to conferences, and walking away from those conferences, I've met the vice president of communications for MTV. I've met the head of marketing and communications for all of the Dunkin' brands in the whole world, international, American-based, all of that, which is pretty awesome. I've also walked away with standing job offers. So I meet somebody and I talk to them and they ask for my resume, and then they're like, hey, when you graduate, I would love to have you on my team. Let's stay in contact. So the grants and the travel have afforded me a lot of opportunity for postgraduate options.
That's crazy. That's awesome. It's so good to hear that that's like, people are so excited to meet you too at those conferences.
I can chime in here for a sec. It's not activity and group related, but we do have various travel courses on campus. So sometimes one of your core courses will go abroad. And this semester, I know there's a Heroines and Heroes core course named Harry Potter. And we're going abroad to London,
Yes.
and New York, and Edinburgh, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Everyone who's not in that class is so jealous of you.
I know, I'm so jealous.
It's going to be a great time, and it's a great opportunity for students too.
Yeah, it is. Zainab, Travis, do either of you want to say anything?
Yeah, I was going to jump in quickly and mention, so we mentioned a lot of like traveling groups, but there's always like tons of different meetings for clubs, like on the daily basis. We have something all around campus called the Stell Street Journal that actually details not just club events, but like a lot of events that are going on around campus, and they're like hung up in the bathroom, so you can, as you're walking out or as you're sitting down, you can like but they're there, and they're a really good resource for if you feeling like you need to do something with your night and you don't know. They're also great ways to advertise your event on the other side of that. So and me in particular, like some things that esports has done, like we usually do, we have event calendars that we actually put up as posters as well. There are posters all over campus of different events, and ours in particular have like different specific things for whatever date and whatever exact event that's going on. Like I know at our, not to plug this again, but at another advanced event, the one on the 22nd, we're actually going to be having at the same time as that day, and we're going to be we're partnered with we're sponsored by Burlington Telecom, so they're actually probably going to be and having VR there, and it'll be super cool. And also you get to meet current students there. Sorry, didn't mean to plug like that again, but like cool events like that happen all the time. I've seen all sorts of stuff for Champlainers too. Yeah, in general.
Yeah, so other things that go on, the student activity programmers are always putting on events Friday and Saturday, and every single week there is either a free movie night or a free bowling night or a free like climbing activity that you can get a bus ride to. So it's a little away from campus, but it's completely free. So there's nothing that you have to worry about with price there. I'd mentioned I'm a part of Champ, and we do 6 big activities every year that are kind of like our big thing. The only one of those that you ever have to pay for is the semi-formal snowball dance in February, which is $5, but that's just like very little. And you go down to the Hilton Hotel and you have a fun time.
And there's a chocolate fountain.
And you get to eat.
Yes,
I was just going to say you get to eat chocolate fondue.
Whoa.
So
really,
I'll chime in a little bit.
Okay,
Oops, sorry. You go,
for
Dustin.
Go for it.
Okay, thanks. I was going to just talk a little bit about some of the things I've gotten to do with the groups that I'm part of. And a lot of them, just like Jade mentioned, have been really fun personal experiences, but also really amazing professional opportunities. As part of Stiller Women in Business, we're a group that really advocates and creates events for women in the business school or interested in any part of business. And we plan networking events. We were part of planning a Women in Government and Leadership panel last semester, which was really amazing because we had like former UN ambassadors and former governor of Massachusetts coming to speak with us about what it was like being a woman in those roles. And those are just really amazing events. And as part of International Business Club, every semester they do a trip to Montreal and they visit consulates and companies located in Montreal. And basically everything is paid for. You take a bus up and you already have scheduled meetings with these people. And it's really cool to get to interact with them because those aren't people you could normally come in contact with. Plus it's really fun going with all your friends. Did anyone else have anything else they wanted to chime in on that?
Yeah, I'm going to chime in on a couple of things. To really reinforce what Zainab was saying about the stall street, that's really how I learned about a lot of the events on campus and how I continue to on the daily. I found out a couple of weeks ago that with the Women's and Gender Center on campus has weekly bagel events, which are wonderful. So stall streets are wonderful. As far as some other activities that are on campus, I know rock climbing is a club that goes rock climbing 2 or 3 times a week to local indoor climbers, I'm gonna call them. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. It does cost a bit when you're like trying to get your gear and stuff, but once you get there and you really enjoy it, it's a great time. There's parkour, which does like once a week on Fridays. As far as myself, reeling back to what I actually do, as far as like personal projects, because if you're a game major and you're in the game studio, you will want to get involved in personal projects at some point. And doing so in like some sort of indie dev studio with your peers really helps boost your resume when you get out of college. When you graduate, you already have experience in the industry, which is really what companies look for. So that's definitely something to keep your ear to the ground on when you and your friends hit sophomore or junior year. Let's see. I think that's all I've got. Sounds about right.
No, that was a really good thing to point out, that I think there's a lot of professional projects and opportunities that do kind of pop up and you just find out because a professor mentions it to you or friends mention it. And sometimes they can end up being a really huge part of your life, even if they just started out with someone mentioning it. And yeah, definitely college is one of the most amazing times of your life because it's probably the most affordable that doing fun things will ever be. Because there's just like free transportation everywhere and really just kind of tickets everywhere. Like even in terms of like outdoor sports and activities, we like, because of the discount of being Champlain College students, we get $30 season passes to one of the local mountains for skiing or snowboarding. So that's really amazing too, kind of thing that people go do on the weekends together. Kind of a big one for you guys. What's your all-time favorite event you've been to at Champlain or been a part of?
That's a good one. I want to be cocky and say the ones that I run are my favorite.
I'm going to jump right in there and agree with Becca. Honestly, like 2 of my 3 favorite events are ones that I've run, which is really horrible to say. But last semester, my co-ITS reps and I ran a virtual movie night in which we did a movie in Fireside that students could come to, but they could also stream with us from home.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and so we had pizza and they could actually sync in from home. I also did a homemade pizza from scratch night as an RA event last semester. And last year in spring, right around finals, my RA did a stress relief event where we did like make our own stress balls sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I just went to the Game of Life last weekend, which is this cool lead event where you walk. It's in one big room, and there are different tables set up, and they actually personalize a budget sheet for you that says like what your average salary would start is, blah 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 for Burlington, Vermont, for your major. And then it also even breaks it down and takes out like what the taxes would be taken out and all of that, and just really breaks it down into what your month would look like. And then you go around to every table, and there's some for electronics, and there's some for social activities, and there's some for clothing and for pets and insurance and apartments and things like that. where I actually was able to budget out my life, kind of. And so you went around, and at the end, if you ran out of money, you had to kind of go back and fix it and not run out of money. And it was just a really cool event, because what they did at the end was they had this section where you would go to it and say, this is really where I want to live one day, San Francisco. And they had information about San Francisco that was kind of comparable and showed you the percent differences, and you could figure out what your budget would look like in a month and all of that stuff. And I just felt terrified, but also really confident and comfortable walking out of there that I wasn't going to die in the adult world. Oh, I know not to prioritize getting a puppy over paying my rent. Cool, I'm good to go.
I think
puppies are legit the most important thing, though.
Zainab, Tyler, can we go over to you guys for this?
Yeah, do you want to?
Oh, whoops, sorry.
I'll jump in. No, it's fine. So something cool. I can't really say my all-time favorite event, but one that's pretty consistently pretty fun is actually the grind. It's quite a legend, but it's an open mic night that happens every Wednesday night. It's been a big legend at Champlain. When I was coming to Champlain at first, it was a very big legend, as always mentioned, but it's still like it's a cool night. You can just kind of go there, sing something. There's one time that somebody played like a song with spoons, and it was really, really cool. Really anything you want. There's poetry. Some local comedians might come to like test their material on us too. But it happens Wednesday nights, and it's super fun. I've performed there. It's cool. It's always an interesting event.
Mm-hmm.
So I really like the different champ events that we do. One of my favorite ones so far was the past Spirit Week that we did this year, which was camp themed. So it was all about summer camp stuff, and we had a bunch of different activities all week long for different things, from making survival bracelets and decorating camp mugs to just doing a bunch of other random different things. So I really enjoyed that.
One of the best events.
Oh, whoops, sorry. You can go, Becca.
Oh, I was gonna say, the event I've personally helped. All my events are great, but one of the best events that I think I've done, I had a lot of help with it too. But it was the student diversity symposium, which was all day, and it was last year. It was my first year, and I helped run the race section, and that was really cool because it was me and I want to say 6 other students. We came up with this really cool game. We had really great conversations, and I was very proud of it because it was people were you were super professional, all of this other stuff. But I'm a diversity ambassador, which means I do diversity programming on campus, and I get to pick what I'm going to do, which is really fun. I have a lot of freedom with that. But I think the last one I did was really cool. We ate KKDs, which is the best food ever. So we ate KKDs. We had these really great, deep conversations on love and how that's affected by race and how race affects beauty and all these things. And it was really cool. People said they really liked it, and I was really proud because it was a lot of research. But I was really proud of myself for doing that.
Can I jump in really quick?
Okay, so
can I jump in really quick? Because I ran this event. I helped run this event. I don't know why I didn't think of it. Extra Life. If any of you may have heard of it, it is a national. It's a national kind of event. It's a charity event, 24-hour gaming event that raises money for Children's Miracle Network hospitals, and we actually raised money for local UVM Children's Hospital. Over the past 3 years, we've been running it. It's an event that happens in November-ish, and we raised over the past 3 years $10,000. It's at 24 hours. This past year, we actually had an invitational League of Legends tournament. Really fun, cool stuff. Anyways, that's all I wanted to mention really quick. Take it away, Kate, because
it's brilliant.
You're muted, Kate.
Kate, you're muted. You're muted. Kate, unmute yourself.
Are you still Kate?
Still?
There you go. There you go.
Okay, did I get it? Okay. So unfortunately, we are going to lose Zainab and Jade now. They have to go talk to other prospective student ambassadors about what the job is like. So at least that's a good cause if we're going to lose them. But we'll keep going for just a few more minutes, cover a few more aspects of student life, and then we'll be out of here for the night. So thank you, Jade and Zainab, for joining us. That was awesome. And for the ones of you who are sticking with us for a little bit longer, like, what are some of your favorite places to study on campus? Kind of switching over from the clubs and activities aspect and more into what it's like actually being a student living on Champlain's campus.
I can jump on this. So among the various places on campus, I enjoy studying. I don't enjoy studying. Let's get that clear. Studying is studying. But when I have to, I enjoy Fireside. It's our little lounge outside of the CAF in the main IDX building for student life. And off that building is a little student space that's not as well known. It's called Hearthstone. And it's where the student government sort of operates when we need meetings. But otherwise, it's completely open to the students. We encourage everyone to come in. And it's actually a great place to sit down, put on some music, and just get your work done, hammer it out. A couple other good places are like the Eats Lounge when you need to like grab a bite and work on homework. And I just also enjoy doing work at home or in the labs because like you will often need to do homework in the labs.
I want to say my favorite place. I have a few different places, but the Sarah Ramsey Innovation Center or Lab, I'm forgetting. I just call it the Sarah Ramsey Room, but it's such a cool place. It's just cool. They have like this really cool couch, and I finally figured out today actually how to work the TV. So I watch Netflix while doing my homework, which BT dubs is not a good way to do homework, but when I have a lot of time, I like to do it. I just sit there for like hours, like doing homework and watching TV. It feels like I'm at home in the TV.
Becca, what building is that in?
That's in the Ireland building. It's in Ireland. It's like when you first walk in, it's like to the I want to say left. Yeah,
Okay.
You'll see it.
I'll have to check it out sometime.
That's one of my favorite places to study too.
Yeah, really nice.
Okay, Travis, can we go over to you now?
Yeah, so personally, I tend to just study in my room. I don't actually go places because I just find it very easy to stick in my room, sit on my bed, just kind of like study, and I'll intersperse it with other activities too. I tend to like to go like an hour of work and then like half an hour break. It really helps like getting through a lot of studying and stuff. But if I'm not doing it in my room, I tend to go to the library and study in there.
Oh, another really cool place to study or get study help is Coolidge Center. Coolidge House?
Oh, yeah. Smart
Coolidge
Space?
House, yeah.
Is that
Smart Space.
Yeah, the Smart Space. It's like the sign says Coolidge, but the Smart Space is really cool. It's this whole like building / house that's like dedicated to just like helping students, like tutoring and just helping you and stuff. So I love going there when I have like before like a stats quiz, like that was me today. They have tutors there that are really great at like explaining things to you, and they've all the tutors are students and they've all taken the class and done very well in it. So like I'll go and I'll be like, I need help with this, and they'll help me, then they'll like give me tips and tricks. I got really close to like a few of the tutors when I was doing accounting, and they would like tell me what professors I should take. Like, oh, you do really great with like Dave Mona. He's a great accounting professor. Like, take him. And yeah, it's just really cool. It's also a really great place to study because you have people there actually to help you.
High key plug for the Smart Space. That has nothing to do with studying at all. They have 2 massage chairs. Great for getting some of the stress out the back. B, they often have therapy dogs every couple of weeks. And it is the most beautiful thing.
I was just going to mention the dogs because they always have coffee and popcorn and dogs on like on the therapy dog schedule, and that's just all you need.
That's major stress relief right
so
there.
it is. That's like sometimes that's just really what you need to keep going on your schoolwork. And then kind of to wrap us up, because we really appreciate you guys sticking with us a little bit later. If you like have one favorite place like off campus and in the Burlington area, what would that be? Like your place you would tell a student to go to when they first come to Burlington?
The first one that comes right off the bat to mind, I haven't been there in so long, but KKD's. It's a deli down on Main Street, and they have great sandwiches. It's Country Cart Deli, and it's just really good. I haven't been there in a while, but it's there and it's good, and it's sort of cheap.
This is gonna sound like I'm a dork or something, but I really like the Fletcher Free Library in Burlington. But yes. I'm sure that's not what people want to like hear to go to, but that's like my favorite place to go when I have time. But I've also been doing a lot more walking, and I really like walking in like on the waterfront and like Echo. I know somebody that like works there, and she like gives me like day passes like for free, and they also have a student discount, so it's also pretty cheap to go in there. But going there is really nice. They actually have a butterfly exhibit right now where you can go into like this like tent thing, and they're all these butterflies just flying around. They come and like sit on you, and you feel like you're Cinderella or some like princess or something. You just sit down there with like a bunch of butterflies. So
that sounds wonderful. Also down by the waterfront is the Battery Park, which is basically a dog park. All the pups.
Dustin has figured out where to find the dogs in Burlington.
I mean, like, you gotta.
No one can blame you. I guess actually I'm gonna like mention something now. This is actually, it kind of has to do with studying on campus too, but our library has so many rooms with the most beautiful views of the lake. And I am just so much more calm and productive when I have like a beautiful view. So literally any room on campus, but especially the library with a view of the lake, I get so much more work done. I'm so much happier. So that's kind of my go-to spot, which is pretty much half the campus has a view of the lake. And so that kind of one of my favorite places in Burlington is the waterfront. There's running paths and biking paths, and there's always people and their dogs and things coming and going. And it's just really a fun, exciting part of Burlington. It's just past Church Street, kind of the main shopping area too. So there's just a lot going on. It's always so fun to go down there and kind of just detach a little bit from like schoolwork and all of that sometimes. Anyone else want to chime in?
Yeah, I'll chime in. So, yeah, the waterfront's really nice. I like to go down along the bike path there as if you were going towards the high school, one of the high schools in Burlington. It's really nice going that way. There's also another small like wooded area up by UVM, which is really nice. It has some loopy trails over there, so you can just kind of like walk in a circle and get back to where you started, and it's pretty cool.
Let's see. Becca, was there anything else you wanted to add in on that one before we kind of wrap up?
No, I honestly don't get up that much, I guess.
When you're doing all those things on campus, sometimes we have to remind ourselves to leave. Another thing that I thought of when I was picturing when I go to the waterfront is the coffee shops in Burlington are amazing. There are so many coffee shops that are so cute and cozy and just the perfect spot to like take your laptop, treat yourself to a coffee or a tea, and just sit there and let yourself really decompress, but also get a lot of work done. And there's so many. There's Muddy Waters, there's Uncommon Grounds, there's just a million amazing ones. Radio Bean, there's a ton.
I know our local connoisseur, I'll say, Jared Nepper, made a BuzzFeed article that'll actually find your personal coffee shop.
That is an excellent point. Yeah, if anyone didn't hear him, Dustin just said he shared with everyone that Jared Nepper had shared on the Facebook page and the social media like the Twitter and Instagram, things like that, a BuzzFeed article about how to find what's your perfect fit coffee shop in Burlington. And that's definitely something you should take the time to do before you get here because that will become your new favorite place.
And it's great that Jared is the one who actually made the article on BuzzFeed.
Yes. He is amazing. He runs the Facebook page, and he's just an awesome person to connect with if you have any other questions about what it's like being a student here. So this is kind of the open time for, do you guys have anything else about being students here at Champlain, like student life or activities that you want to add in before we wrap up? Okay, awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining us as panelists, and thank you to everyone who took the time to bear with us through our tech troubles tonight and still watch this. We hope you got a sense of what it's like to be a student at Champlain and how fun it is. All right, everyone, be sure to look out for the upcoming Google Hangouts. There will be one of those coming up Monday, March 20th, and then a few others after that. And of course, you can connect with us anytime on any of the social media. And now I will turn it back over to Nicole, the admissions counselor, who got us started tonight. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, thank you all. You all were amazing. I was listening in and trying to not giggle, and sorry if any of you saw me kind of in the background. I was trying to make magic happen here in the tech side of things, but thank you to all of our panelists. Thank you to those who tuned in. I saw you out there and chatting in the live chat. And I know a few people asked where this is going to go afterwards. It's going to live on our blog. It's going to stay on our YouTube channel. We'll share it in the Facebook group. So we're going to make sure you know where to find all these after we post them. And as Kate mentioned, we have a few more coming up. So before I let you all go, just wanted to let you know the dates to hold. So March 20th is a few weeks before our first admitted Students Day. So we want to talk a little bit about how to prepare and what to expect at those events. So once again, March 20th. On April 12th, we're going to have one about res life and how to pack for college and what to pack and how to prepare to live in our residence halls. We're going to talk all about that. And I know there's lots of questions in the Facebook group, so really excited to talk about that topic too. And then finally, April 24th, we're going to be chatting about, I'm admitted, now what are my next steps, and everything that can happen over the next few months leading into August, which I know you're all very, very excited about. And all of those will take place at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So that is March 20th, April 12th, and April 24th, all at 7 p.m. And hopefully we'll be able to start right at 7 those times around. Thank you again for bearing with the tech difficulties. We're so excited you joined us, and we're excited to see you on future Hangouts. Thanks again to all our panelists, and we'll see you all soon.